A new learning program will be offered this summer in Dorchester. The program will be at United Housing Management's Neighborhood Network Center. To tell us about the first Freedom Schools program in Boston, supported by the Children's Defense Fund, are two guests from United Housing Management: the Resident Services Coordinator for Youth and Young Adult Development, Cathy Draine, and the Chief Financial Officer, Otis. Thank you both very much for being with us.
Thank you.
I want to start with Otis Gates. Talk about the constituency you're trying to serve with this program.
Well, they're mostly in the Roxbury, North Dorchester area. They live in basically subsidized apartments. And one of our responsibilities as the owner and manager of the property is to provide resident services. At a minimum, that requires that we address issues that individual residents may have and refer them to the social agency that can help them, be it financial counseling or some personal issues that they may have, and so on. But beyond that, to us, it's also important to do something about the young people who live in those apartments. And that's always a critical problem in the summertime when school's over and there's really nothing for them to do. There's no place for them to go, those who cannot afford to go to summer camps away and so on. So what we've done is we've invested some of our own funds in expanding the capacity of our resident services to address some of these issues. And one of the very creative things that we've been able to come up with through the help of Cathy is this Freedom School that we'll be running this summer.
Cathy, what's this going to be like in terms of age group and who's going to be teaching?
So we are fortunate that the model is set up by Children's Defense Fund Freedom School. There will be 6 servant leader interns who are college-age students that will actually be implementing the integrated reading curriculum. And then there'll also be professional staff, resident services coordinators, and other staff that are in our programs to help assist us.
So will there be students all day long in one place? Mm-hmm. Will they be going out on field trips?
They'll go out on field trips. So, well, the morning time is the integrated reading curriculum, and then in the afternoon we'll be doing outside activities as well as field trips that will happen on Fridays.
Right. Otis, what about just this kind of contact between the children and these younger adults? Because I think they're going to sense that there's a difference between these kind of adults and their normal school teachers.
Yes. Well, I think that's the whole idea of the Freedom School. The objective is to, with young people at this age range, 6 to 12, to get them to understand that they can make a difference in their own lives, in their families' lives, and in the lives of the community. And one of the ways to do that is to see examples of people who are doing things other than playing basketball or being one of these other outstanding, unique performers that we see running around in the media. And that is the whole idea. And so not only through the examples of seeing those people there in front of them talking about what they're doing, but also with the reading that they'll be doing to get them to challenge them in a way that they may not be challenged in school, to sort of ask them questions that relate to sort of a higher level of thinking, not sort of identify what did you see, what color was it, or what with that kind of informational thing, but a way of sort of thinking about what does that mean, or why did that happen? Asking young people those kinds of questions after they've read stories about people who have done things to make changes in their lives and in the community.
Cathy, you've been involved in Freedom Schools for, was it 16 years?
Around that long.
What's it like?
It is a model that grew out of the 1960s Freedom Schools. So it was based in this idea of really young people taking the lead to be able to create change in the community. And I had the opportunity to serve Freedom Schools after Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans. And so it's been one of the things that I say helped me to come of age as an activist and learn really that it's our role, it's our time to make change, and that we can do this as young people in an intergenerational model, and every year is an opportunity to grow someone up in the Freedom School way of being and thinking about community and service.
Now, it sounds like what you're doing here, you're getting these young people excited about learning?
Excited about learning and excited about making a difference. I think that one of the things that's unique about the model that Freedom School has is simply that it is an engagement model. It starts with self, and then family, and then community, and then country and world. And that's, to me, critical for people to understand, especially the young people that we serve, to understand that the first personal development is a form of community development. And then once you grow from yourself, you have the opportunity to take what you learn to share with others. And I think that's what the Freedom School models, from the books that we'll be using this summer and from the advocacy day that we'll have. The entire model is built around this idea that change starts from self and grows.
Right. Otis, of course, the other way to look at this is what's the summer like if the young people don't have something like this to go to?
It can be boring. I can remember myself as a kid. I grew up in this particular neighborhood. Our office happens to be located about a block from where I grew up. And I can remember those times that I didn't go to camp. It was, time seemed awfully slow. There was nothing to do. And of course, at my age back then, you really couldn't get into a whole lot of trouble, because somebody would tell my parents what was going on if I were in the wrong place at the wrong time. But today, that's very different. So it's dangerous out there for young people to be out alone in unsupervised play. So it's important to be able to have a resource like the one that we're trying to create here, so that young people will have something to occupy themselves. And the whole idea here is to build self-confidence. That is a key to being able to be successful and to solve problems. If you believe you can solve them, you can solve them. But it starts with this personal feeling that I have some self-worth and I can make a difference. And getting that kernel of confidence into a child at an early age is extremely important.
Cathy, I don't know if you're all filled up yet, but if people do want more information about this, is there any way they can find out?
They can definitely, they can reach out to the Neighborhood Network Center through the United Housing Management website at unitedhousingmanagement.com.
That's correct.
Thank you both very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Cathy Draine and Otis Gates. We'll have more news in just a moment.